Construction, these industries are the ones that made the most money. At the very top, we have electrical, then plumbing, then HVAC, then roofing and remodeling. Electrical made $312 billion with 15 to 22% profit margins. Plumbing made $170 billion with 15 to 20% profit margins. HVAC made $31 billion with 51 to 25% profit margins. Roofing did $25 billion with 10 to 20% profit margins. And remodeling did $530 billion with 8 to 12%. But one thing about all of these industries is that you need to have clients. If you don't have a workflow that is consistently filling up your pipeline, then these numbers are vanity. They don't mean anything. Something that I learned from being a photographer and videographer is that you could make a lot of money. You could sometimes do a shoot and make $2,000 to $3,000. But if you don't have somebody that's consistently filling up that pipeline, for me, it was weddings. If I'm not consistently doing weddings, then that one wedding I did for $4,000 to $5,000 doesn't really mean that much. From videography, that's when I started to learn about client acquisition funnels, using social media and videos and ads to grow your business, not just display to some people so that some people think it looks good. Creating content and videos that are really meant to get you more leads and make more money, and I've seen it happen with my own profile. Since then, I've been able to make videos that generate my clients millions of views, but also a lot more money from the traffic that their content attracts. Now, if you have any of these businesses and your pipeline isn't getting full, you need a system for lead gen, then let's not really complicate it, right? Your issue is visibility. And the way to achieve better visibility is through these three methods. I like to put all of these as part of I'm gonna put a funnel, but it's really just your marketing efforts so that you're getting more clients. Because like I said, the issue is visibility. The reason you're not getting clients is because somebody else is, because that person is more visible than you are. The top dogs aren't the guys that are the best in their industry. The top dogs are the guys who are marketing themselves the best. For example, I don't know if you've ever tried Prime, but that shit is trash. But it makes so much money every single year because it's backed by two internet sensation YouTube moguls, I don't know what the fuck. And because of that, it makes a shit ton of money. It's not even a good product. And maybe I'm just hating. That's my personal opinion. But you can't deny that the reason that they're not winning is because they're in front of more people. And that's what you need to do. So for social media, I'm posting on Facebook, IG, and TikTok. For this, I'm going to give you guys a ChatGPT prompt that you can use that's going to give you some ideas for content you can make. Editing can be pretty extensive, so you can try to find it out yourself or just find an editor. Number 2 is paid ads. I'm running all my paid ads on Meta. The way I see it, social media is going to be the base of your marketing, but then the paid ads is really going to turn the volume up. And within the paid ads, you're going to have a system that auto sets appointments for you and nurtures your leads so that they come ready to buy. And then number 3 is online health. The biggest search engines in the world is 1, Google, and then 2, YouTube. That's why I'm making this long video on YouTube, because there's probably going to be someone out there who's searching up how to get more clients with my construction business. I'm utilizing that so that I can get viewers like you to come watch my video and hopefully educate yourself on marketing your business a little bit better. But yeah, number 1 is Google. So when somebody needs to find something, most people are going to Google. And believe it or not, when people are making decisions on something like remodeling their house or who gets to build anything, especially for something like plumbing where people don't really know plumbers, they kind of just search it up, find it on the fly. They're going to do a little bit of research. They need someone who is efficient, someone who prices well, and someone who does really good work. Yes, social media is going to help. Yes, the paid ads is going to help. Those are going to be the backbone of what you do, but Google reviews is going to be way bigger. If you're a business, then I would try to get at least 4 reviews per month, but I would urge your clients to give you a review every single time, and they have to be 5-star reviews. And then on top of that, you have, of course, your website, which honestly, with social media, with paid ads, you're going to need one to funnel your potential clients into. And then all of this is just going to overall increase your visibility, increase your online health, which I think is super important. The goal is when someone searches up your industry, your city, your company comes up. And social media is going to help with that. Paid ads is going to help with that. Online health is going to help with that. Social media and paid ads is going to find, nurture, and convert your cold traffic into hot and ready leads who are ready to buy. But of course, it's not going to work without the online health, which is part of the funnel, and also help you get inbound leads from Google and just the wide web in general. All right, but that is, of course, a lot easier said than done. So if you're going to want to do social media, I want you to take this prompt that's on the screen. I'm also going to put it in the description below and give it as much information about you and your business. Maybe give it some topics that you feel that you're really qualified to speak about within your industry, where you're from, information about you personally. Just give it as much as you can. From that prompt, you're going to want to clean up a lot of it because there's going to be mistakes, there's going to be bad ones, and just try to fish out a couple videos that you think are going to be really good. Make sure that the videos are in different pillars, right? Because when you create content, you have different pillars. You need to satisfy these pillars so that your content has strategy behind it and you're not just posting whatever you want. The 4 different pillars that I use within my own content systems is social proof, authoritative content, personal content, call to action / viral content. Social proof, you want to show the viewers that you actually know what you're doing. You're not just some Joe Schmo off the street, right? So if I was working with a credit repair company, you would want to show your high score changes. You would want to show, hey, this guy was at score 300. Now he's at score 600. We upped him 300 points. People care about that. They want to see the good work that you're capable of doing. Authoritative content, even though you have social proof, you want to show them that you actually know what you're doing, what you're talking about, right? So what does that mean? Don't gatekeep. If there's something that people always want to know, like how to, let's say you're doing remodeling or you're just general construction and people don't know how to, I don't know, change a lock or do something that's kind of simple, right? Like show them how to do it. Answer a question that they've always had, but pretty much don't gatekeep. Give them free game. Show them your knowledge. Show them you know what you're talking about and that you are the go-to. You're the authority. Like you know the most and nobody else should work with you because of that. And depending on what you do, you also want to think of your offer. If you don't think you can make enough content that satisfies all of these, then you need to think about your offer and what it is that you're actually selling to people. Again, a little bit out of the plumbing space, but your offer should feel unique, right? Outside of what you're doing. So if you're working as a personal business coach or personal fitness coach, go beyond the regular KPIs that everyone goes off of, like your weight or how much money you made. Like pretty much what I'm saying is niche down with your offer, whether what the offer is and the outcome that it provides for people or the people that you're targeting. Once you're able to change this up, you'll see that making content is not that hard because you're actually now making content for a specific thing, a specific person, a specific outcome. Number 3 is personal. It doesn't have to be super personal, but really what I should have put here is story. At the end of the day, people buy from people, right? If you're a construction company, you have to understand that not everyone's going to feel comfortable with you coming into their home. You want to come off as someone who can be trusted, someone who can be liked, and someone who I would feel comfortable you working in my bathroom and I'm here in my room sitting down doing nothing, chilling. At the end of the day, people buy from people. They're not purchasing a new bathroom, they're purchasing your service. And that comes with maybe you in my house for a couple of days. So one thing that you always want to show people is a little story, a little personal something about the business, about you, about why you're in the business. Tie them emotionally to your service and make it a little bit more than just physical labor. Again, this is something with a story that you can kind of make it into your offer. You can make a cool, compelling story about your business. And obviously, if you have a story, it has to have like a good ending. So you can intertwine your offer and your story, right? Like we can go into depth, like your company name. Why is it that name? Why did you choose that name? I'm sure everyone has a reason. So maybe you don't, but then after that we have CTA. This is content that's going to specifically call people out. This CTA content is going to be mixed in with pillars 1, 2, and 3, but it's important that you actually call out your viewer and tell them, hey, let's work, let's do it, especially during seasons where your company's supposed to make more money. It's something as simple as that can push somebody over to the edge to make that call or to book an appointment with you. And then we also have viral content here. A lot of people say do not make viral content because it's too broad and you're going to bring in people that don't really belong and that aren't going to purchase. And that is 100% true. But I'm going to tell you this right now, when I see anyone local to me that's going viral, I usually almost always follow them and I keep them in my mind. Now, I don't make a conscious decision then and there to purchase from them, but now that business is in my mind. And if I walk past them, I'm going to be more inclined to walk in and purchase something from them and try out their business because I saw them online and they went viral. Again, and this goes back to the visibility part. You want to be visible. Now with viral content, yes, you can make a video that makes 10 million views and you get 1 million likes, but there's only 500,000 people in your city. Most of that people aren't going to buy from me. Maybe it's useless, but that's just not true. And again, people buy from people. If you're making viral content, maybe it's a little corny. You know, I would do whatever you're most comfortable with, but just try to have fun with it. But yeah, moving on from the pillars, then you make the video ideas. You need someone to edit it. So you can edit it yourself or you can go on somewhere like Upwork, Fiverr, or Twitter. Upwork and Fiverr is pretty self-explanatory, but if you go on Twitter, make sure that you type in, hey, I'm looking for an editor. Give them an example, what type of edits you're looking for, your budget, and people come swarming. There's so many people on Twitter. Same thing goes for paid ads. You don't want to burn your ad spend doing stupid stuff and wasting your money. You want to make sure that you have a proper funnel. And again, that goes with the other things that we mentioned earlier, like the online health. You want to make sure you have a landing page, a website. You want to make sure that your content is doing well, that you have good creatives. We use a paid ad system that will find, nurture, and auto set appointments for you using our AI systems. But there's also a lot of courses on running ads. I'm not going to lie to you, it's not the hardest thing in the world. It can take time to learn it, but at the end of the day, you're not a marketer. You're a business owner. Maybe you're still working within the business and you're hands-on. Spending all that time to learn paid ads could be a hassle. But I know that there's a lot of hustlers out there, so I'll drop down some game in the description if you want to learn by yourself. And then for online health, just the general health, again, it's the same thing. I can't sit here and teach you how to make a website or do SEO or all this other stuff. So I would go on Upwork, Fiverr, Twitter, or I would just work with our agency, Commet Collective. We do social media, paid ads, online health, everything done for you. So you just focus on your business. We give you the jobs, you do the jobs, you make the money, and everybody's happy. But if you're just starting out with your business, you're not really making that much capital, social media is the way to go. Like I said, it's free. You can pay someone to do your cheap edits and all this other stuff. You can try to learn the content a little bit, but there are just way too many tools out there to use for you to say that you just can't do it. Again, if you're looking for a done for you service, we will take care of all of this for you, generate the leads for you, get you the jobs, set the appointments for you, then click the link on the screen right now and it'll send you to our landing page so you can learn a little bit more and book a call with us. I know I'm selling the service, but content is not the hardest thing in the world. You could probably do it yourself, and doing something will always be better than doing nothing. So yeah, thank you guys so much and you have a great day. Peace!